Tonight, the United Negro College Fund celebrates Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary in show business. Starring some of Sammy's friends, Debbie Allen, Anita Baker, Diahann Carrol, Mel Carter, Bill Cosby, Tony Danza, Clint Eastwood, Lola Falana, Ella Fitzgerald, Goldie Hawn, Gregory Hines, Whitney Houston, Bob Hope, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Michael Jackson, Irvin Magic Johnson, Quincy Jones, Shirley MacLaine, Dean Martin, Gregory Peck, Richard Pryor, Frank Sinatra, Mike Tyson, Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, and your host for this evening, Eddie Murphy.
Thank you. Tonight, the United Negro College Fund is honoring a very special man on his 60th anniversary in show business. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. If there's anybody on the face of the earth who doesn't know who this man is and doesn't know why we're honoring him tonight, perhaps this refresh your memory.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. That faraway prize, a world of success, is waiting for me if I need the call. I won't settle down, won't settle for less, as long as there's a chance that I can have it all. I'll go it alone, that's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free. I've gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I've gotta be me. I'll go it alone. That's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free. I just gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Sinatra.
Thank you for that nice reception, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here to join in this wonderful celebration for my little friend, who's the best friend I ever had. 60 years. That's a lot of bourbon under the bridge, baby, I'll tell you that. And I knew that you would amount to something, but I didn't feel that you were going to amount to everything. And he did it all. He really did. Anyway, people are going to say that, they're going to say a lot of nice things about you tonight, Sam. A lot of wonderful adjectives, so that I want to get my licks in before they come out here. And I say, here's to you, Sam. You know I love you. I can't say it any more than that. You're my brother. And you're the greatest. It seems we stood and we talked like this once before. We looked at each other in the same way then. I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes that you wore. The smile you're smiling, you were smiling then. I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen for the first time, they all seem to be happening once again. And so it seems we have met once before, and then we laughed a lot before, also loved a lot before. But who knows where or when. Good band, good band. Some things that happen for the first time, they all seem to be happening once again. And so it seems we have met once before, and then we laughed a lot before, also loved a lot before. But who knows where? Hey, oh, Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you very much. You want to go on a road with me?
Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. The good times, great taste of McDonald's. AT&T, the right choice. And Chrysler Corporation and the Chrysler Motors Black Dealers Association.
What do you like about your Eagle Premier?
Everything.
You mean the leather interior and the roominess?
I said everything.
So what's Premier got that other cars in its class don't?
Me.
You test drove the Maxima,
You got it.
the Taurus, and the Cressida?
You got it.
Then you tried the Eagle Premier?
You got it.
What'd you think?
I got it.
Comes a time in every guy's life when, well, things begin to change. You know what I'm talking about, fellas? Suddenly, wheels means cars instead of skateboards. Look, let's broaden your horizons. It's time to move on. Instead of always reaching for that same old bag of potato chips, why not tear into a bag of nacho cheese, Doritos, tortilla chips? Bigger taste, bigger crunch. Here's a snack chip that bites back. Come on. Nacho cheese, Doritos. You're a man now. You can handle it. Come on. Crunch all you want. We'll make more.
Oh, the phone cords that bind, that hold your small business back. Now AT&T can set you free with the first cordless phone specifically designed for business, the multi-line Merlin Cordless. It works with AT&T small business phone systems, so you don't have to lose any quality to gain your freedom. Set your business free. Call 1-800-MERLIN-ATT for the new Merlin Cordless.
Who's left? Kane.
Pitcher Marone is due up.
Kane.
So Burns is going to have to go to his bench. The only choice isn't John Kane.
Hey, kid. Get me the doc.
Burns has been reluctant to use Kane, preferring to go with the younger players, but you don't have a choice here tonight.
Now batting for Marone, Kane.
What got into you?
Tonight is a celebration. We're talking about a person who has spent 60 years entertaining the public. Now let's put that into perspective. 60 years ago, Herbert Hoover was the president, and Babe Ruth was the Sultan of SWAT. And the country was in the middle of a Great Depression. Sammy was in a Great Depression of his own. He was 4 and he wasn't a star yet. In 1929, Sammy made his first film with the great Ethel Waters called Rufus Jones for President. Back then, the idea of a black man in the White House was somewhat remote. Booker T. Washington had slept in the White House in 1917 at the invitation of President Wilson. The next black man to sleep in the White House was Sammy Davis Jr. Yes, he did. And it wasn't during a Perry Como concert. It was at the invitation of the President of the United States. And Sammy slept good, too, didn't you, Sammy? Had a deep, all of that was good. And then you slept in Abraham Lincoln's bed, didn't you? Now, even though he's been in the show business for 60 years, Sammy's always stayed one step ahead of what's happening. Sammy was hip when the rest of the world was hip. And he was bad before bad was, good. And when everybody else was getting down, Sammy was getting up. So, I tell you, he slept very well there. No, Sammy's always had an eye for talent, and no pun intended. And here's a talent he's had an eye for. Hey, come on, hey, stop it. Stop that. Here's a talent he's had an eye for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Miss Whitney Houston.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, I'd like to do a song that I have sung many times all over the world. The lyrics mean a great deal to me, but on this occasion, they seem even more appropriate. Each day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but not alone. My finest day is yet unknown. I broke my heart for every gain to taste the sweet. Oh, I face the pain. I rise and fall, yet through it all, this much remains. I want one moment in no time for less. I've laid the plans, now lay the chicks here in my hands. I want one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. And in that one moment of time, I will feel, see, I will feel eternity. You're a winner for a lifetime. If you see that one moment in a time, make it shine. One moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are heartbeat away, and the answers, they're all up to me. Just give me one moment in time, yeah. When I'm waiting for destiny, yeah. See, and in that one moment of time, I will feel, oh, I will be free.
Two 274-2903. (213) area code. When Sammy started out 60 years ago, there was no television and no video cassettes. Talking pictures had just come to the movies, and it took 4 days to get from New York to California. And Zsa Zsa was only on her second marriage at that time. We now have video cassettes and audio tapes and a means of recording history so that we can look back on great careers like Sammy Davis Jr.'s and see what it was that made a man a phenomenon that he is. And let's look at some of the stuff.
I didn't know about show business and all of that. I was just out with my family. I didn't learn about show business until, I'd say, till I was about 6 or 7, that I was in a business. I thought it was just fun. So I started when I was 3. I won my amateur contest. And right after that, my dad and Will Masson put me in the act of singing, "I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, You Rascal You." I never went to grade school. I never went to any kind of school at all. We stayed at the black hotels, ate in the black restaurants, socialize with the other blacks within that community, because it was part of belonging and feeling comfortable, and also part of the legal structure. But then I went into the Army. I was 17 at the time. I was in the first integrated group of infantrymen, and they had never seen a black man do Jimmy Cagney or Jimmy Stewart or any of the popular guys. So I started doing it in the Army when I got with this integrated group. The white guys would laugh, and the black guys would look at me like this. When I got out of the Army, the first night, we were working at a place called Shep's Playhouse. At the opening night, I step up and I say, "Thank you very much. It's nice to be out of the Army. I got something that my dad and uncle don't know that I can do. We talked about it, but I never got a chance to do it for them. I'm going to do it for you nice folks tonight." I got up to the microphone and I said, "How about Jimmy Stewart?" You know, and I, well, gee whiz, I'd really like to say that it really is a pleasure to be back among my own folk. And well, they went, rah! We got off the stage, people were standing. We got into the dressing room, my father said, "If you ever do that again, I'm gonna kill you."
But he did do it again. And as he got bolder and better, his reputation as a world-class entertainer continued to increase. Surely the gods were smiling on him until one night, driving from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, the smiles vanished. In a flaming automobile accident, Sammy lost an eye.
Judy, all young they did for your loving your kids. And furthermore,
But with his flair for theatrical, he converted his misfortune into a stylish prop. He wore the patch for almost a year until a trusted friend convinced him to get rid of it forever. The friend was Frank Sinatra. Frank made Sammy part of his extended family, which included Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and Peter Lawford. And together, the Rat Pack gave performances in Las Vegas that are talked about to this day.
We are also delighted to have in our audience the brightest man in the political world in this country or any other country today, Senator John Kennedy from the great state of Massachusetts. Yeah, Jack. Follow that, Joey.
You son of a gun, you got the Jewish vote.
I knew that, but I couldn't say it.
What was his last name again?
Their success only added to Sammy's solo career.
If I get a hit record or I get a good movie, that's gravy. My main suit is concerts, nightclubs, going on around the world entertaining, being a variety artist. That's what I am.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. In worn-out shoes, silver hair, ragged shirt, and baggy pants.
Bojangles is special because I hated the song, because I was afraid to do it, because that's my fear, that I'll wind up like Bojangles.
He could jump so high, man, he could jump real high, and then he'd lightly touch down.
When I do that number, some nights I get so hung up in it. One night in Vegas, I said, "Oh my God, that's me. I'm projected. That's how I'll be when I'm 70 years old, man. I'll still be working. I'll be working little joints, and I'll talk about what I used to be, and that'll be the end of it."
Talked of life. Talked of life. Laughed. Slapped his leg a step. He said, "I dance now at every chance." In the honky tonks for my drinks and tips. For most of the time I spends behind the county bars. You see, son, I drinks a bit.
That man, that culmination of different black performers, minstrels that I've known, performers who got hooked on junk, who got wiped out by alcohol, got wiped out by changing of times. I've seen them disappear, great dancers.
That's Mr. Bojangles. Call me Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles, I come back
please everybody. You know, but you please the majority, and don't ever let them say, gee, I didn't like the performance. That doesn't mean everybody's going to like what you're doing, but at least they'll be able to say, he performed for me, man. He gave his all.
Damn that man.
Every day, 22 million people come into McDonald's. They count on the same hot, fresh food at every McDonald's all over the world. But imagine if there were only one McDonald's you could count on. And 22 million people came in at the same time. The whole restaurant would fill up. The city would fill up. And all those people in one place would cause the Earth to tilt off its axis and go spinning into space. And that would make a real mess of everything. That's why we make every McDonald's from Poughkeepsie to Pomona just as good as every other McDonald's, thereby saving the universe.
While the Daytona Shelby Turbo may not be quite as plush as the Aston Martin, and the power plant isn't quite like a Lamborghini, its new VNT Turbo makes it one of the most powerful front-wheel sports cars built in America. And while it doesn't quite reach the speed of a Testarossa, at that speed, you might miss something. The all-new Dodge Daytona Shelby Turbo, the hot new spirit of Dodge. Now get up to $2,000 back at Dodge, guaranteed.
The bravest men
Ain't no dream.
are those with something to prove
They gotta know that nobody's gonna let them fight.
and nothing to lose.
Someday they're gonna let the 54 get into it.
Matthew Broderick,
We'll be ready, sir.
Denzel Washington, Carrie Elways,
Ready!
Morgan Freeman. Glory, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
In Demont, Washington, when a kid's 18, he's old enough to drive, old enough to vote, and old enough to worry about something most adults have. Gingivitis, an early reversible gum disease that left untreated could get serious. Just ask your dentist. Fortunately, many know enough to use Listerine, the only non-prescription mouthwash accepted by the American Dental Association for helping to prevent and reduce plaque in gingivitis. Yep, if you're old enough to worry about gum disease, you ought to be smart enough to use Listerine.
I want to try something different. Can you make me look like that?
Tuesday, it's a brand new job.
Oh, I'm sure you can, Iris. I'll go get the wand.
But she's the same old Roseanne. Then,
I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life slicing wire.
We all got chances, Elvis. Some of them we just can't take.
in 1954, Vernon Presley wanted his son to have a steady job with a secure future.
Tell me, baby, what's wrong with you?
His dream came true, a special preview of Elvis, Tuesday.
Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration will continue in a moment.
You don't want, you don't get. That's arithmetic.
Joe Kennedy. He became the father of 2 senators and a president.
You're a very successful and wealthy man. Isn't that winning?
No, not yet.
He had an appetite for power,
For the first Irish Catholic ambassador to England.
wealth, and women.
I never made history with anyone I've made love with. How soon will you be home?
If there's any dirty work to be done, I'll be the one to do it.
The Kennedys of Massachusetts, 2 weeks from tonight.
Sitting down on the job again, huh?
I'm test sitting the new 1990 Sonata from Hyundai. Get a load of all this room. Make a great family room.
Whatever happened to test driving?
Did that too. Sonata's 2.4-liter engine's a real kick. Now, you play answer man. What would you guess this much car goes for?
I guess 12 to 14,000, easy. Huh? But I know it's only $99.99. I own one.
He's smarter than he looks.
Special incentives could save you up to $1,200 on 90 Sonatas at your local Hyundai dealer now.
I know they're beautiful.
But think how much Dad will love these.
Honey, they're just too much.
Mom, he will use them every day. I'm gonna get them.
Here they are. They're the best.
At least let me chip in. American Express. Guess you don't need my help.
Not this time, Mom.
He's gonna love that they come from you.
He'd better.
Having a way to recognize someone special. To become a member, look for this display and take one.
Fighting to save lives in the belly of the beast, Wednesday at 11.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Eastwood.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here tonight to honor a great entertainer and a great friend. When I was running for mayor in Carmel, Sammy offered to come all the way up there and hug my opponent. There are many other things about Sammy Davis that are not common knowledge. And at one point, Sammy was a world-class quick draw artist. When I was trying to make something of myself in spaghetti westerns, Sammy was at home practicing the art of the quick draw. He said if they ever start making Chitlin westerns, he was going to be ready. So as everything Sammy does, he went all out. He got himself the best equipment, silver mother-of-pearl handle long barrel Colt pistols, hand-tooled leather, and a Gucci holster, real silver bullets. And here's an excerpt from a BBC special done in the 60s, and this will give you an idea why you should never mess with this guy in a shootout.
As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy wrapped up in white rain. Shucks, I wouldn't put it on unless I was good at it. You see, single action means, like, unless you have the modern revolver, they can fire this way by just pressing the trigger. With the old-fashioned Western gun, you had to cock the gun first and then fire, so that, in essence, when you go for the fast draw, the gun is actually cocked while it's in the holster, like so. See, it's cocked here. You pull out and then fire. Of course, you must be careful that when you do this, you don't do that. Or you'll find out immediately why Chester walks with a limp.
Sammy is one of those few stars who are recognized by just one name. Sammy, Frank, Liza, Dean, Arsenio. And here's another one, Goldie Hawn.
Thank you. When I was first starting out in show business, I was, oops! What's this? I was living in New York, and I was a dancer, and I auditioned for everything that came along. I even auditioned for Golden Boy, but I didn't get it. That's okay. I did meet a choreographer, however, and one day he gave me a call, and he told me that Sammy was throwing a big party at the Rainbow Room, and he was looking for go-go dancers, and that, well, to liven things up if I would like to do that. So I said, well, yeah, I'd love to do that. So called my girlfriend, and I got all dressed up in my little nothings and fringe things and put on my makeup, and I went to this great party. Now, I was up on this little platform, and very little, and the music went nonstop, and I don't think that I ever danced so hard before or since. And at the end of the evening, Mr. Davis himself came up to me and he thanked me personally with all these other people around for being so good and working so hard, and that no one had ever said that to me before then, and I just went home, I felt like $1,000,000. And years later, I was doing Larkin. And Sammy was a guest on the show, and at rehearsal he walked over, and I thought to myself, is he going to remember me? And he said, I remember you. You're that girl who danced at my party at the Rainbow Room. And you were terrific. And, well, Sammy, I don't know how many hundreds of times you've made people feel special in your lifetime. But you can put me down for 2. You know, when I think of you, I think of me. And there's something about you and I'm reminded about us when I think of this poem that I learned about children. And I think these kids are a little bit like you and me. It goes like this. Here's to the kids who are different. The kids who don't always get A's. The kids who have ears twice the size of their peers, and noses that go on for days. Here's to the kids who are different, the kids they call crazy and dumb, the kids who aren't cute and don't give a hoot, who dance to a different drum. Here's to the kids who are different, the kids with a mischievous streak, for when they have grown, as history's shown, it's their difference that makes them unique. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, your true colors. Like a rainbow, like a rainbow, like a rainbow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Mike Tyson.
All I do. Okay. Stay tuned for more of the Sammy Davis Jr. tribute, honoring the one heavyweight I would never dare step into the ring with. Sammy, you're a true undefeated champ.
Oh, wait. I think Mike can do a little better than that. Mike?
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to read this. This may be disastrous. Okay. Stay tuned for more of the Sammy Davis Jr. tribute, honoring the one heavyweight I would never dare step into the ring with. Sammy, you are truly the undefeated champion.
The producers of the show was hoping you'd have a little more feeling, more Mike, a little bit more Mike Tyson You know, more Mike Tysonism, like,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sammy and I would like...
Rizzucci, look a little pale. Maybe he needs a doctor or something. Maybe I do. What happened? Hey, don't look at me.
You have to drive it to believe it. The new Accord.
This is delicious, Danny. What do you call it?
It's new ragu, fresh Italian pasta sauce.
So delicate. What's it called?
Fresh Italian pasta sauce.
Yeah, it's really fresh, but what's the name?
Ragu uses less heavy tomato paste and twice the crushed tomatoes.
But what's the name of the sauce?
New ragu, fresh Italian pasta sauce. More crushed tomatoes, more fresh tomato taste.
Why? 3 times?
Here's a jar.
You want it, Tommy?
Look, it has the name on it.
Forget it. Just...
They instantly turn on. You put that show lead on, and that spark is right there. That's the difference between a good dog and a great dog. These are champions. They deserve the best. And I recommend Pedigree and Pedigree Mealtime.
Pedigree, recommended by top breeders.
And now there's a new kind of pedigree. Pedigree Choice Cuts. Tender, juicy, meaty chunks with a sauce dogs can't resist. One look tells you it's choice. One feeding shows you it's irresistible. New Pedigree Choice Cuts. Recommended by top breeders.
My poor brother Tom. Every time he tried to see what he was missing, he would miss what he was seeing. Then Tom got this amazing Magnavox TV that lets him watch one show while he checks out all the others on this remarkable little window.
Hey, that's a smart window, Dick.
That's what they call it, Tom.
They call it Tom?
No. They call it Smart Window Tom.
I don't know. I kind of like Tom.
Magnavox. Smart choice. Very smart.
Friday, it's DJ's first kiss. I'm 15! An all-new Full House. Then...
You're the most beautiful girl in the whole world. And I'm the luckiest guy.
A new Family Matters after Full House, Friday.
I would like to sing a song, you guys, for, Hey, buddy, would you mind the cigar? I'm about to sing. Thank you very kind. No, it couldn't be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Cosby.
Thank you. I have known Sammy Davis Jr. for 30 years. You get to know a person pretty well over 30 years. You know how some people remind you of certain animals. For instance, you say, well, this guy is sly as a fox. This one is strong as an ox, stubborn as a mule. Well, Sammy to me has always been a turtle. No, I'm not talking that he's slow or that he can pull his head in and stuff like that. You know, a turtle carries his house with him wherever he goes. And that's what Sammy does. When he's on the road, we play a club together. I show up with a suitcase, suit, sweater, you know, and borrow a chair, microphone. I'm in business. Sammy arrives, there's trunks like a herd of elephants. It looks like a safari is coming. Bell captains double the staff. Trucks pull up to the hotel, and there's just stacks and stacks of matched luggage. Now, each piece of luggage is essential to this man's survival on Earth. Nothing extraneous or frivolous, essential, so he says. Man has 60 pairs of shiny shoes, slippers, boots, suits for every occasion, little suits, little teeny, little small pieces of sequins, you know, coordinated ties, handkerchiefs, socks, belts, and the smallest underwear. So, you know, you can have like earrings. Framed photographs of every person he ever met. Enough cologne, sprays, makeup, hair preparations, creams and ointments to keep him looking and smelling good until his next bath. 1,000 pounds of camera equipment for a man with one eye. Now, when all this gear finally gets in gear and the dressing room is set up like a home, it's time to go out on stage. But whenever we work together, Sammy follows me. And, I mean, I do well. Because I know he's going to be out there after I do well for 6 or 7 hours, entertaining people just to top me. The second show, I'll do well, and he'll come out and do another 6 or 7 hours. So all told, Sammy may end up spending a total of maybe 1 minute and 20 seconds in the dressing room. He took 47 hours to set up like home. Sammy will say to you, look, I've been doing it for 60 years, so who am I to tell you what to do? I just want you to know that I do this because this is my home, man, and gosh, wow, I'm there, and you're here, Bill, and this is it. But I just wanted to tell you, Sam, you keep doing what you're doing for another 60 years, and I'll keep working in front of you for another 60. That way, I'm sure I'll be working. God bless. Good night.
Now, when the Wheelmaster Trio with Sammy Davis Jr. used to play at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, a young man would sit in the balcony, man. He would sit with his brother and his father. Now, they were also an act, and the young man watched and he studied and he learned and he watched and danced. And the trio's name was Hines, and Dad. The young man's name was Gregory Hines, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gregory Hines.
Sammy Davis Jr. So when I was a child, when I was a young boy and I was 10 years old, and I would hear that name, or I would see your name, somebody would talk about you, I would just get so excited, and I would just, it's hard to put into words, it's hard to say it, but I just idolized you. I idolized you. And as I grew up, as I grew and our lives passed, I grew in that too. And so now I feel so much love for you that I'm going to try to dance it out for you. No, save it for the end. I have a very weak finish. I got more. What?
got a shoehorn?
Real cute. Nice and light. A little faster. Stop time. Stop time.
Chrysler New Yorker, 5th Avenue. Driving pretty, driving smart. Chrysler New Yorker, 5th Avenue is saying something all new. And it's all about comfort, style, and technology. And Chrysler's exclusive Crystal Key Owner program completes the package. The all-new Chrysler New Yorker, 5th Avenue. If the rebate goes up, Chrysler will pay you the difference.
I think I'm in love.
Who now?
That goddess on the raft.
Out of your league.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Watch and learn.
May I have a towel? Richard?
Never underestimate the doctor.
Hi, excuse me. Are you French? You look French. I love French food.
This morning, I was following a Sears service truck when it dawned on me. I see Sears trucks all the time. It also dawned on me that I hardly ever see a service truck from those so-called superstores. So before you make that next big buying decision, ask yourself what kind of service you'll get 5 years from now, or if they'll even be around to answer the phone. That's one of the big reasons I feel better when I buy a major appliance or electronics from Sears. And that's what they mean by your money's worth, and a whole lot more.
Know what a lot of today's teens are doing? They're thinking about their futures and the future of Black America. That's why once again McDonald's celebrates Black History Month by looking to the future. Join us now as we salute our 1990 McDonald's Black History Makers of Tomorrow. These 10 teens have been selected because of their visions, their dreams, and the roles they want to play as leaders in America's future. And someday they may truly have a place in Black history.
What goes first? The graham cracker, the marshmallow, or the chocolate? Gee, s'mores are hard to make.
Hey, who ate the chocolate?
Now there's a new way to enjoy the campfire goodness of s'mores. New Suddenly S'mores. Just pop them in the microwave and they turn into an ooey gooey chocolatey fudge graham sandwich. New Suddenly S'mores. Suddenly the great taste of s'mores in seconds.
Monday.
Stop raping the forest!
MacGyver goes out on a limb to save the trees.
I can handle it.
MacGyver. Then, based on a true story.
Daddy, you're alive!
The father who refused to let his family die.
Mayday, mayday. 2 children stranded.
Robert Conrad, Anything to Survive. Monday.
Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration will continue in a moment. Tuesday's terrific in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey,
first,
did I just feel a drop? Or are you drooling?
It's Who's the Boss? And
She dumped me.
Paul, snap out of it.
She said I was suffocating her. I thought she wanted to be suffocated.
The Wonder Years, Tuesday.
Welcome to Lumina Sedan. It has been designed with care for you and yours.
Listen to the heartbeat.
With rear doors that open wide, plenty of room for the family to enjoy. And even Scotchgard fabric protector comes standard. The family Lumina Sedan. When it comes to new ideas, nobody's winning like.
Heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
What's made New York great are the people who've spent their lives building families, building businesses, building neighborhoods. Con Edison's created the Concern program for these people. If you're 62 or older and live in New York or Westchester, call Con Edison for information about special services for you. The Concern program. You deserve it. Con Edison. The energy of New York.
Travel back to the future with Joel Siegel, Tuesday at 5 and 11.
What's the plans for the future?
I plan to spend my money. I'm not going to fool around saving and getting old. I'm going to spend my money, then die. There's no need to being alive and broke after you had money. Put your tongue in.
I love this man. And I mean it. And I want everybody in the world to know that. Ladies and gentlemen.
They know it now, Sammy. You can let go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Pryor.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a nice evening, huh? This is really nice. Sammy, I'm impressed. I really am, man. There's 5,000 people out here. Some paid $500 a piece just to sit out here and watch you laugh. You know, that's great. And I'm just real happy to be here, to be a part of it. And I saw all these wonderful people. And Sammy, they're all here to tell you how much they love you and how wonderful they think you are. Yeah. I just don't know what to say, you know. I should know, but I don't. You know how stuff is in your head, and then you say, oh my God, I forgot it. And they asked me to look at the teleprompter. I wear glasses. I'm looking at the teleprompter. I know it's real big and loud, screaming the words at me. I'm looking at it, but I can't see it. It is just a blur. I mean, this is great. Yeah, but backstage, you got $1 billion worth of talent. Backstage. I was backstage trying to see who the stars were looking at. I stepped on Bill Cosby's foot. And Bill got them big feet, you know. Yeah, I bumped Michael Jackson. I did. And I stepped over Dean Martin. Excuse me, Dean. And I kissed Jesse's ring. You know, it's kind of like it was a phone. Jesse. And now I stand here before an audience trying to think of the line that gets me off. Oh, please, God. Let me remember, please. Well, they all were standing backstage to look at this person that I'm going to introduce.
And I'm real happy to introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Davis, Mr. Gregory Peck.
If Sammy Davis had never appeared in a single film, a play, or a TV production, he'd still be considered a fine actor. Not only for the mood he creates when he sings a song, or for his commanding presence when he dances, but for the way he's played that larger-than-life character called Sammy Davis Jr., making up the script as he went along. He's endured more agony, more ecstasy, more twists of the plot, and more joy than Macbeth, Job, and Pee Wee Herman combined. But when called upon to sublimate his own extravagant personality, to portray a character created from a writer's imagination, he brings to the part the ring of truth, which is the hallmark of great acting. So let's take a look now at Sammy Davis, the actor.
Tonight we tell a special story about two persons. One an orphan of war, the other an orphan by choice. They meet, and this is that story. Our star, and this is his first dramatic role, is Sammy Davis Jr. in Auf Wiedersehen.
Wow. You certainly are the most displaced little old person I ever did see. Goodbye, ma'am.
Papa!
I'm not your papa. Joey, don't you know I'm not your papa? Look, I don't need you, kid. I don't need you, Joey. I'm in the Army and I don't need you. That's wrong, Joey. I need you. Joey, I'll be back for you. Honest, I'll be back. Joey, look at me. I love you, Joey, and I'll be back for you.
3 decades later, Sammy's still going strong, as he proved in his latest film, Tack.
I have tried. Darling, I swear to you, I have tried. And I just can't pull it off. I can't make it work. I go in there and play cards with the guys. Tried gardening upstairs. But I ain't good at none of them damn things. I'm only good at one thing. I'm a tap dancer. And Amy, I'm proud of that.
Now. What?
During that 30-year span, Sammy, the song and dance man, performed all over the world and still found time to do 23 films. He was part of a gang that stole from the rich and gave to the poor in Robin and the Seven Hoods.
Wait a minute, did you hear him say just a second? That's it, don't get smart, you understand?
Hey, what is that?
I saw it in the movie.
Shut up.
How far do you expect to go with the Robin?
Sammy continued his scene-stealing ways with his buddies in a series of films like Ocean's 11 and Sergeant 3, and on his own in such highly acclaimed roles as Sport and Life in Porgy and Bess, and the hippie preacher in Sweet Charity. He donned the clerical collar for a cross-country sprint in Cannonball Run and put on judicial robes for a romp on television that became a national sensation.
This judge's gonna start a war on crime and everybody there gonna get some time. Here comes the judge.
Sammy has appeared in over 1,000 television shows and has worked with all the major stars.
Over your eyes.
But perhaps one of our most memorable moments was when Sammy and Archie Bunker met face to face.
Archie Bunker. Hey, that ain't a bad toast, Barney. I can drink to that one myself.
I'm Barney Hepser. I live across the street, the house with the new porch.
Oh, yeah. And not only the greatest entertainer in the world, but a man who proves that there's good and bad in all races.
Right. I'll drink to that.
And to friendship.
Ah, you hear that?
Nice.
To friendship, drink to that myself.
Yeah.
Mr. Davis, this is an unexpected pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Can I get a picture?
No,
Mr.
no,
Davis?
come on, Munson, no pictures. Oh, no, this one is for me. Mr. Munson, would you stand over there? I want one picture taken with Archie Bunker, my friend, and me.
You want me?
Oh, yes. Now, on three, okay? 1, 2, 3.
One of Sammy's best films was Porgy and Bess. It was almost as if he was born to play the part of sporting life. Although that classic American opera was written before Anita Baker was even born, it's almost as if she was born to sing this score. Ladies and gentlemen, Anita Baker.
Little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise and sing. Child, you'll spread your wings. Take my sky, but that morning, yes, nothing can hold you. Daddy and Mommy standing by.
Coming up next, Bob Hope, Shirley MacLaine, and President George Bush.
I'm using this other long-distance company. Try to call Phoenix, I misdialed Fiji. I call the operator. She says she can't give me instant credit. I say AT&T always did. She says, you're not dealing with AT&T.
If you miss dealing with AT&T, it's easier than ever to come back. Just call 1-800-582-1700 right now and we'll switch you back for free.
They kept saying how much money I'd save. Then I get the first bill. I'm not kidding. I thought it was a typo. I mean, where were the big savings?
People who thought they could do better than AT&T are coming back for the real value. You can too. It's simple. Just call now and come back for free.
Takes longer getting through, but I'm saving a ton, right? Wrong.
You gotta read the fine print. I couldn't believe it.
You're not dealing with AT&T.
Oh, I am now. 1-800-582-1700 for dependable, crystal clear AT&T long-distance service. Call now and we'll switch you for free. You couldn't pick a better time to come back.
If you want an anti-lock braking system like Mercedes, a driver airbag like BMW, a rear load-leveling suspension feature similar to Rolls, and a more advanced transmission than Jaguar, this is a simple way to get it all. Introducing the all-new Chrysler Imperial. There is no luxury without engineering.
The guaranteed rebate has been extended until February 28th. Get $1,000 now.
There's only one thing I used to hate worse than having to wash out my pantyhose every night. And that was having to throw them out.
Pantyhose that last are no nonsense.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Miller.
I just knew they'd call.
It's almost as if someone once said, just in case people like sunshine and water, we'd better make Florida. And we'd better make miles of beautiful beaches and places like St. Augustine and Key West, just in case people want to go to them. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory, all across America. And nationwide, only Alamo gives you all those miles for free, including the ones that run through a state that's named after sunshine.
Knowing how to read and write can really make you feel wanted. Help someone learn to read. Volunteer as a tutor in your community. Tuesday.
Hi.
Hi.
I've missed you.
You're married.
It's a second chance for love.
No, Jeffrey, what are we doing? We can't do that. I wish that you didn't have to go.
I'm in love with you.
30-something, Tuesday.
We're the Happiness Boys. I'm Ernie. And I'm confused because I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I got one eye and was looking the other way. They say my feet are natural.
Yeah. A size 7 and a size 11.
They tell me my feet are natural.
That's just perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Hope.
Thank you very much. I'm here tonight to talk about Sammy Davis, the Saint. Good night. Well, a saint he ain't. But let me tell you, Sammy Davis has been an angel to so many millions of people who have benefited from his benefits that he has given us over the years. There have been thousands of benefits. I mean, things like the benefit for the Zsa Zsa Gabor Driving School Foundation. Sammy has always lived by one motto. I never let my income interfere with my standard of living. Sammy has thrown away so much money in his lifetime that he could qualify for a savings and loan bailout. He has the heart of a giant, the soul of a romantic, and enough drama in his life to fill a week's worth of Geraldo, believe me. Sammy Davis is a singer, a dancer, an actor, an impressionist. He's done more in one life than Shirley MacLaine has done in 20. He's amazing. He had a hip operation. Sammy's doctor told him he was getting too much weight on the hip. So Sammy took off 5 rings and a bracelet. Even with his bad hip, Sammy still dances up a storm, believe me. Who says Jews don't have rhythm? Sammy's celebrating his 25th year in the Jewish faith. And he's still trying to find a place that sells kosher chitlins. One person who couldn't be here tonight but wanted to be a part of this program is the President of the United States. Rather than risk losing my green card, I said I'd be happy to introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, from the White House, President George Bush.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to join you on this special occasion. As many of you know, I've been involved with the United Negro College Fund for over 40 years. And in that time, I've seen the remarkable work the UNCF has accomplished and the countless people they've touched. We could also say the same for tonight's guest of honor, Sammy Davis Jr. Many years ago, Sammy was the first person to contribute money to all 42 of the United Negro College institutions. And since then, Sammy, you've continued to contribute in countless ways. And that's why it's only fitting that the proceeds from tonight's event are going to establish Sammy Davis Jr. scholarships. Through your efforts, a lot of young people are going to have educational opportunities that might not otherwise have been available to them. Nothing says it better than the UNCF slogan, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." Congratulations to the United Negro College Fund on this wonderful and inspirational event. And Sammy, for all your work, not only do you have the heartfelt thanks of your family and friends, but also of this president. Thank you, best of luck, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shirley MacLaine.
Thank you. Samala, it doesn't really seem that long ago that we first met, but it was 34 years ago. You were 30, and I wasn't. I was about to begin my first picture with Dean and Frank, and they snuck me in to a very famous nightclub called Ciro's. They snuck me in because I was underage then. They said they had discovered this kid who was dancing and singing and performing in the middle of a trio. The two people on either side of you were terrific. But I could not believe my eyes and my ears. Never had so much come out of something so small for so long. I thank you, Sam, for all you've taught me about live performing, about expressing yourself in so many ways, dancing, singing, acting, writing, about overcoming adversity, and about using your talent at every moment when someone else needs you. You are not the middle of the trio anymore. You are a great, glorious, soaring, sweeping symphony orchestra. If they could see you now, all those who knew you well, surrounded by this love and joy, oh boy, they'd quell. They'd stand and cheer right here as all of us do, and wish you health and wealth and happiness too. No one on earth can chase the blues and bring such fun, even in outer space. I've never seen it done. You deserve this well-earned bow. You're one in a million. That's why, Sam, we love you now.
Stay tuned for Magic Johnson and Stevie Wonder.
When Reggie and I agreed to meet for breakfast, I didn't think I needed to say where. It could only be one place. Where else can you get this delicious bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit? So much for him.
Nice move, Jack. The Prelude SI with four-wheel steering from Honda.
Grandpa, you think you could have a party every time you come out with a new product? This is really nice.
You don't have a party like this every night.
This is big. This is really big, this new light microwave popcorn.
With 1/3 fewer calories and 2/3 less fat.
Than our regular microwave. And it pops up more than any other light microwave.
It's going to keep my figure just like it is today.
Well, you're pretty good looking, Grandpa, you know.
That's what Grandma says, too.
Yeah. Not all of us can be as good looking as you, Grandpa.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
The day may come when every freestanding range will have a smooth, sealed-in surface that's easy to clean and heats up this fast. But Whirlpool has it today.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
He loves to do this.
This one's great. Yeah, I like it better. Why?
Can't it just taste better? Isn't that allowed?
Did you know Gallo made a white Zinfandel?
No, it's terrific, isn't it?
Hey, am I going to get any credit for this?
Ernest and Julio Gallo present a very special white Zinfandel. It will change the way you think about Gallo.
Wednesday.
The war is over.
It's the moment they've all been waiting for.
Forget your troubles. Come on, get happy.
But is it really the end?
Don't you believe it? When the wheels of my freedom bird lift off, I'll believe it.
China Beach.
Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration will continue in a moment.
Advertising in America.
See the process in action on Good Morning America this week.
An ABC News brief. Now from Washington, Tom Gerald.
Good evening. It was the biggest political protest Moscow has seen since the 1920s. More than 200,000 demonstrators marched outside the Kremlin today to demand the Communist Party give up its constitutionally guaranteed monopoly on power. The party's Central Committee meets tomorrow to consider a number of radical reforms. In Yugoslavia, the Communist Party in the affluent Republic of Slovenia today broke away from the Central Party, changed its name, and called for immediate talks with the newly formed opposition parties. In South Africa, Winnie Mandela met with her husband, the imprisoned black nationalist hero Nelson Mandela. She told reporters there are still serious obstacles to his release, which was expected sometime this week. All this week, ABC's Ted Koppel will be reporting from South Africa, and ABC's Peter Jennings will be in the Soviet Union, broadcasting from Moscow on changes underway in Russia. That's News Brief. More later on the ABC News Weekend Report.
She's got the talent. I figured I could wish for her success. Or I could help move it along.
You've got the option, the Optima card for American Express card members.
My father always said that he'd enjoy the snow when the elves came to shovel it. Well, Dad, the elves were here.
You've got the option, the Optima card for American Express card members.
TWA's Florida. Every day. 27 times a day. From LaGuardia and JFK. The most daily non-stops to the most Florida cities. At a price that says, go now. Call TWA, your airline to Florida.
When your husband works with a flirt on tomorrow's Oprah Winfrey Show.
Sammy Davis. Nice to see you, Jack. I'm rehearsing down the hall, and I am such a fan of yours. I know it's your opening show, and I don't want to disturb you, but being a fan, I couldn't resist coming in and wishing you good luck on the new year.
You know, I'm starting a new year. I want this to be the greatest year that I've ever had in television. So naturally, I want a pattern after the best shows that I've done in the past. And as you say, you've been a fan of mine.
I am.
What was the best show you think that I did this last year?
Well, I didn't see any of your shows last year.
You didn't?
No, I didn't see any.
Well, you said you were a fan.
I am a fan, and I just can't watch you on television, Jack.
You never watch me on
I
television?
never watch you on television. You know the reason why? Now, let me explain. A fan I am of sure, but I want to remember you from the old days in vaudeville. The first time, for instance, my father and uncle took me to see what they call a real pro. They took me to see you, the greatest entertainer of all time. I sat in the theater and I watched the master at work. And when you did the things you did, for instance, when you opened up that act of yours in vaudeville in the old days, and you sang that song, I'll never forget it. And then they nursed it, they rehearsed it, and then they gave out that the sunlight gave birth to the blues. You did. I remember so well. I know it. I can still see it. And then you went right to the drums. It was fantastic. I went to the You had them guessing. They figured, well, you must be tired now, but you had more energy left, and that's when you went into your dance. 1, 2, 3, 4. When did I ever do that? It was really something to see.
Sammy, I didn't do those things. I can't sing. I can't dance. I can't do imitations. I can't play the drums.
You can't?
No.
Then I guess that's why I don't watch you on television.
At 6'9" tall, our next, did some spit just shoot out my mouth? It's like I said, tall. I'm sorry. At 6'9" tall, I'm sorry if it did. At 6'9" tall, our next guest doesn't have to look up to very many people, but there is one person he does have to look up to, and that person is only 5'6" in heels. The lookie is Sammy Davis Jr., and the looker is Magic Man himself, Mr. Irvin Magic Johnson.
I grew up in Lansing, Michigan, and I had the advantage of being able to go to grade school, high school, and college. Sammy Davis grew up in Harlem and didn't have that opportunity. Sammy never went to school. He couldn't read or write. As a matter of fact, when Sammy was 16 years old, working on the road in clubs and little theaters with his father and uncle, he still was basically illiterate. He did know, however, he was going to be a star. So he would practice signing his autograph in between shows backstage. So he would practice writing different names to Bill, to Jack, to Mary. And sure enough, one day after the show, a busboy approached Sammy and said, "Mr. Davis, could I have your autograph?" Thrilled and excited and ready, he whipped out his pen and he said, "Sure, you can have my autograph, my good man." And he said, "Who should I put it to?" And the busboy looked up at Sammy, and he must have been real short if he looked up at Sammy. And he said, "Make it out to Raoul." And Sammy said, "I'll get you later, pal." Sammy now knows how to spell Raoul and a lot of other things. So Sammy, I like your autograph. You can make it out to Irvin Magic Johnson. Wait a minute, that's E-A-R. Or you can just make it out to Raoul if you want.
Guess who's coming out next? It is a great honor tonight to be here in the presence of such a great man, and I feel particularly honored to be standing in front of all of you. And the biggest honor of all is being able to introduce this next man. Ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Wonder.
Sammy, us all being here tonight is our way of saying to you how much we love you and how much you've been an inspiration to all of us. And yes, I can say, and I hope I can speak in behalf of all of the other artists and performers, actors and actresses here tonight, we hope that we can, in our careers, be as great and as giving as you have been in yours. There was a time in my life when a song that you did, a few years ago, I listened to this song, and I used to do it on the show a lot, and in fact, when I was going through the musical transition in my life, and those were saying, well, by the time he gets 21, it won't be happening anymore. And others said, well, you shouldn't move forward and do the kind of music that you wanted to do. Well, I felt that I had to do the things that I really felt in my heart. And because of this song, it inspired me to do exactly that. And you sang, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world I'll never belong, I've got to be me, I've got to be me, daring to try to do it or die, I've got to be me, daring to try to do it or die, I've gotta be me. got to be me. Than the love from the one above. Hear me out. When men would praise him for the things that he did, he'd give the credit to his father instead. He said, in fact, there's one thing that he knew, that greater things that he had done, we would also do. And you've got to say, 'cause truth is the light of the world. 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 My God, he loved us so he offered his son to be the sacrifice to save everyone. Whoa, he didn't want to, but he suffered and died. It wasn't his will, but the Father's, I'm told, he cried. Can you hear me? Yeah. Just remember when there's trouble and doubt, speak the truth and things will surely work out. Oh, and if the things that Jesus said are true, I guess the best of it is left up to me and you. Yeah. I know, and you know, and we know, and everybody knows that truth is the light of the world. Truth is the light of the world. Truth is the light of the world. Truth is the light of the
Coming up, Tony Danza, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Quincy Jones, and Michael Jackson.
There's something about it.
This guy's really good.
He's not a guy, he's a machine.
Meet the newest soldier in the fight against crime.
Thank you for your cooperation.
The future of law enforcement is here.
Your move, creep.
RoboCop. Parental discretion is advised.
Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration will continue in a moment.
Peter Jennings in Moscow as Gorbachev fights for his political...
To a precious few.
Hold it!
I would...
Hold it!
What,
I don't believe what I just got through hearing.
What are you doing, sir?
Burl singing a ballad?
Well, I don't understand what you mean.
I can't believe that you're serious. I just don't believe it, Milton.
I thought that I would do it because I thought it would be a change of pace in the show, you know?
In a swinging review like this, Milton, look, I know you're the greatest comedian in the world. You're also a marvelous serious actor.
Thank you.
But this kind of a show demands what you invented. Stick, physical bits, all of the hokey visual things, you know, slapstick, all of that.
I don't want to put you down, Sammy, but all that's well and good, but slapstick hokum comedy today, I think, this day, isn't funny anymore, Sammy. It isn't funny.
You're putting me on.
No, I mean that. It isn't funny anymore.
Come on, Milton, I don't buy that. I heard you lecture on comedy at UCLA. And do you remember when you were telling the students about a Laurel and Hardy picture where Oliver Hardy got the biggest yuck in the world because he did this to Stan Laurel. Then he proceeded to do that. Then he gave it one of these. Now, you mean to say that's not funny?
That's not funny.
Excuse me, Owen. You remember when you were talking about the Keystone Cops and you did the stand-in bit prior to that? The makeup man came over to you, I remember it very well, and went, "Makeup!" Now, just be fair. You mean to tell me that's not funny?
That's not funny.
Wait a minute. You remember when you were talking of the Keystone Cops? If you were a Keystone Cop, right, and I was a guy with a seltzer water, you mean to tell me if I spritzed you like this... Now, you mean to say that's not funny?
That's not funny.
Don't leave. Now, Milton, you mean to say if I took this pie...
I went like this? Now that's funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Danza.
By the time Sammy was 9 years old, he'd already been dancing professionally for 5.5 years. And one day, Sammy said to his father, "Hey, Dad, I can outdance you." And his father said, "Oh, yeah? Oh, what makes you think so, Sammy?" And Sammy said, "Well, because, Dad, you taught me everything I know." And Sammy Davis Sr. looked at his young son and he said, "Yeah, but Sam, I didn't teach everything I know." "Well, Sam, I don't know much, And I got to tell you, after watching you and Gregory dance, I'm not sure I want to do this anymore. But anyway, we worked up a little routine, me and your friend Pat Rico, and I'd like to do it for you right now. And what the hell, I'm a white guy, so. Gentlemen. That's kind. Anyway, to mention another tap dancer, whenever Sammy met Fred Astaire, you're laughing now, huh? Mr. Astaire always greeted him by saying, "Hello there, tap dancer." And Sammy would always reply, "Not around you, I ain't. Around you, I'm a singer. And around you, I got a sitcom." You know, I have to remember that. Well, thank you. Well, whenever Fred Astaire met Dean Martin, he would say, "Hello, Dean." And Dean would reply, "Oh, am I in town?" Well, Dean's in town tonight, and here he is, Mr. Dean Martin. Right here. There you are, sir. Malcolm Dean. That's your mark.
Sammy, I can remember those great times we had together at the Sands back in the 60s. You, me, and what's his name? Remember all the fun we had making those movies together? Sergeants 3, Privates Nothing. Ocean's 11, Gone with the Wind. We weren't in that. Frankly, Sam, I don't give a damn. I could go on with this trip down memory lane, but I think you'd be more interested in these wires that came in from all over the world. Just made that up. They've asked me to read these because I have my own glasses and a lovely voice. Here's one from Hollywood. Dear Sammy, you have always been a class act, and I've patterned my career after you. Signed, Roseanne Barr. From overseas, dear Mr. Davis, please stay away from my daughter. Signed, Mother Teresa. I'm sorry, that's signed Teresa's mother. And here's one from the royal family. Dear Sam, the kids join us in congratulating you on this great event. Signed, Debbie and Charlie Royal. Here's one, would love to be with you tonight, but I have to be at the Sammy Davis 60th anniversary celebration. All best wishes, Dean Martin. I better get out of here if I'm going to make that. I'd like to add one more little wire before I leave. Roses are red, carnations are pink. If I had your talent, I wouldn't have to drink. Can I love it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Jesse Jackson.
This is a tremendous moment in history, pregnant with so much hope tonight. Walls have been tumbling down in Poland, Hungary, Berlin, Namibia, New York, Virginia. People are crossing. People are crossing ancient boundaries of race and sex and religion to affirm the oneness of the human race. None of these walls fell down because of corrosion or inevitability, but because of the persistence of people who chipped away, who risked their lives and careers, even when their fellow men did not understand. Sammy Davis Jr. has been chipping away at that wall, breaking down barriers, seeking to find that spot on the compass in the affairs of human history where lions and lambs lie together. And neither would be afraid, and they could say they war no more, and beat their swords in the plowshares and their spears in the pruning hooks. To do so, Sammy, to play such a role requires perseverance of extraordinary character. To you, Sammy, suffering breeds character, and character breeds faith. And in the end, faith and hope will prevail. Dr. King and the host of heaven smiles upon you tonight. You've never let us down, and we love you so much. Keep hope alive. Love you.
The hurt, you took the shame. They built the walls to block your way. You beat them down. You won the day. It wasn't fair. You taught them all. You made them care. Yes, you were there. And thanks to you, there's now a door we all walk through. And we are here for all to see, to be the best that we can be. Yes, I am here.
I first met Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. when I was 14 years old, and since everybody's putting his business in the street, Sammy was 21, and that's exactly 42 years ago when he was working with his father and his uncle with the Will Master Trio at the Washington Educational and Social Club. And he was very serious talent at this time, and he was well on his way to becoming a legend. And over the years, I've had the honor of playing for him, writing charts for him, conducting for him, fishing with him, which is pretty funny, and rooting for him. There's a cliche that goes, he's the best friend a song ever had. But in Sammy's case, it's really true. And tonight, some of Sammy's best friends are going to get together here tonight and do some of the songs that he brought to life during this beautiful career. And we're going to start with Miss Diahann Carrol.
Once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment, one wonderful moment, when fate takes his hand. And this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, when I can explore a new and exciting land. For once in my lifetime, I feel like a giant. I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. And this is my moment, my destiny calls me. And though it may be just once in my lifetime, I'm gonna do great things.
Miss Mel Carter!
Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, please hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high, yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, only know I'm gonna try. Gonna build a daydream, a little hope. Gonna push that daydream up the mountain slow. Gonna build my daydream, like a daydream. I'm gonna do a mountain in a dream, gonna make a hope come true. Build a heaven, come on, from a little hell. Build a heaven, I leave down hell. Think I build my mountain with a lot of hell.
Miss Dionne Warwick!
I love you. Who can I turn to when nobody needs me? My heart wants to know, so I must go where destiny leads me, with no starting idea, no one beside me. I'll go on my after the day, the darkness will hide me. Yeah.
for Falana.
What kind of fool am I? What have I fallen in love? It seems that I'm the only that I have been thinking of. What kind of girl is this that could not see what could be seen by almost everyone but me? What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of play and live my life? Why can't I fall in love? Do I give a damn? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I
Here's Ella Fitzgerald, the first lady of Danza.
Thank you so much. Be wise, be smart, be clever. Don't upset your car when we so close. Be soft, be sweet, but be discreet. Don't go off your feet. He's too close for comfort. Too close for comfort. Please, not again. Too close to know just when to say when. Be firm, be there, be sure, beware. On your guard, take care while there's such temptation. One thing leads to another. Too late to run for cover. He's much too close for comfort now. Be wise, be smart, behave, my heart. Don't upset your car when he's so
Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration has been brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Davis Jr.
Continental, by providing transportation, is pleased to have played a part in this evening's tribute. Continental, working to give the best performance in the air to more than 100 cities around the world. And Hyatt Hotels and Resorts and the new Hyatt Regency in downtown Los Angeles, by providing accommodations, are proud to pay tribute to Sammy Davis Jr. Discover the magic of the Hyatt touch at Hyatt in Los Angeles. For Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration, this is Charlie O'Donnell.
This week on Good Morning America, the media and Madison Avenue see the process of advertising in action. Also, Drew Barrymore, Gene Hackman, and Belinda Carlisle this week on Good Morning America. Tuesday, it's a brand new job, and she's the same old Roseanne. Then, before he became a rock and roll legend, he was just a boy from Memphis. Don't miss a special preview of Elvis. After, Ellen tries to hide the fact that she's involved with a married man on 30-something. Watch the Weekend Report tonight on most of these ABC stations. This is ABC.